Well, good morning, Whiting Christian Church. I just want to welcome you to this special edition of Wednesday in the Word. And I hope that you have been thinking through this Easter week, Holy Week, as it's often called throughout Christendom, throughout all of Christianity, as we think about what's coming. Certainly for today and tomorrow and Sunday, being Easter Sunday. Traditionally, in the church calendar, this is what's considered Maundy Thursday, and this is the day that Jesus would have met with his disciples. This is the day that he came to that upper room and he commemorated Passover in a very different way than the disciples certainly had thought about it before. Passover, of course, looking back toward the Exodus. This was the primary redemptive event for all of Israel. This was when they were saved and set free, and God did this amazing thing in setting them free from slavery. And Jesus takes the symbols of the Passover and he relates them to himself. And he begins to say, this bread that they would have had, this cup, this is really about me. My body is going to be broken and my blood is going to be shed. And of course, we have come to celebrate Jesus's meal in a very different way. We celebrate it every week in what we call the Lord's Supper or communion. And we remember. It's this deep sense of remembrance. It's a sense of going over it again in a physical way, where we try and bring the spiritual and the heavenly to earth, and we have it in small elements of cup and juice. And it's interesting to me to go back to John chapter 13. Jesus is there with his disciples. It's the final Passover that Jesus will celebrate on earth, and he's trying to do something in particular with his disciples. And most scholars believe that the disciples just prior to this are up in the upper room and they're having a discussion over who's the greatest. They want to sit at the right and the left of Jesus because these were seats of honor. These were the seats of power next to the most influential. And their expectation going into this Passover is that this is time for Jesus to really assert himself as the King of Israel. And of course, we know that their expectations aren't met, that God has other expectations in mind. And so in the context of these disciples likely arguing over who's the greatest and who gets to sit next to Jesus in John 13, he takes up a towel and he takes up a basin of water and he goes about being the lowliest of servants, and he washes the disciples' feet. And he says, hey, I'm going to show you the full extent of my love. I'm going to show you the full extent of my love. And part of that, I think, is this act. And he says, hey, now you can do as I have done for you. Meaning, I want you to go and I want you to serve. And this was the Passover meal that Jesus shares with his disciples. This is the Last Supper. And there's something that I guess I was just meditating over this morning as I thought of Maundy Thursday and Jesus with his disciples at Passover. I just really began to think about how, Jesus offered cleansing here. He offered cleansing to his disciples as he washes their feet. And he comes to Peter and Peter says, no, I don't want, I'm not worthy. And Jesus says, unless I clean you, you have no part with me. And he says, okay, then clean all of me. And he says, but you're already clean. I just need to clean your feet. It's this idea of cleaning that got me just, even as I speak to you. It's this idea that when we come to the Lord's table, when we come to communion, when we come to the Last Supper with Jesus, he's not asking us to already be pure. He's not asking us to be perfect and to have not sinned ever in the last week or the last month or the last year. But he's offering it to us, that he kneels down and he begins to say, I need to clean you. Let me wash your feet. And so we serve this amazing, gracious Savior who both offers us purity and then encourages us towards service. So this Maundy, Thursday, if this is something that you look forward to, that you celebrate, perhaps that you can take a couple of moments and you can take out a cracker or a little juice and you can remember that last Passover with Jesus. You can remember that Jesus served and that he offered cleansing. And you can remember and you can live in that moment knowing that Jesus is offering something special, that he's offering you and I an opportunity to join him in his purity and then serve him for his glory. I hope that you are enjoying this Holy Week, and I hope God will bless you and that you will be a blessing to him. We'll see you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.